Have you ever been having a really great conversation with someone? Everything's vibing, everyone's on the same page, and then all of a sudden, you or maybe the other person says something and everything just falls apart, and now the connection is totally shattered, and all that hard work you put in just seems to be for naught. Well, today we're going to talk about how to create really strong connections that can really help you in all your professional endeavors to get things done and to get things done in a way with other people that is pleasant and super powerful. So stick around and we're going to talk about it in just a moment. Hi, this is Joe Kwan, the Connection Counselor, and welcome to Executive Tune-Up, where today we're going to talk about how to create an out-of-this-world connection, just a connection that's just a dream where you're vibing with the other person. They seem to know the next words that are coming out of your mouth. You seem to know what they need before they, ask for it, and you're just working together so fluidly as a team, and it just makes work a real pleasure and just easy to get along with. And if you master these principles, it just helps in your personal and other relationships as well when you can connect better with others. So today to talk about this, we are going to go over what I like to call the ABCs of connection, which are awareness, blending, and cinching as 3 stages. And the way I came up with this and what inspired this was when I was watching with my family a docking of the space shuttle or spacecraft here by SpaceX and the International Space Station. And just thinking about how difficult that is, like they're in space, right? The space station is not still, right? It's moving around in space, as well as the spacecraft is moving around. How are these two supposed to dock without careening into each other, crashing, hopefully not exploding or injuring or hurting anyone, and then, totally destroying, millions or billions of dollars of worth equipment? And that's what it kind of feels like sometimes when we are about to try to establish a connection with someone and it goes horribly, horribly wrong. So today we're going to learn, based on this metaphor, how to do this in a way that will get you much better results, and you'll be able to dock in a much better way and connect in a much better way with folks. So let's start with the first of the ABCs, which is awareness, right? If you think about the space shuttle and the International Space Station, they both need to know and have an awareness of where each other is in order to make that connection. So to make it a little bit simpler, let's imagine you're the spacecraft, right? What awareness do you need? You need your own external sensors to tell where the space station is that you're approaching, right? You need to know where it is. Is it 300 feet away? Is it 3 feet away? Is it 3 millimeters away? That's very important. Now, that's not the only thing you need to know. What else do you need to know? You also need to know internally where you are in space, right? You need to know your orientation. You need to know how fast you're going. You need to know which side of you is facing the space station. So when you dock, you're going the right way and not backwards or sideways or askew, right? Because that would end poorly as well. So you really need an awareness, right? Both of where you are as a person in terms of ideas, speed that you're going, even your mood and your willingness to cooperate, as well as the other person. You need to understand both of those before you can even begin to establish any sort of connection. So that's the awareness piece. And a quick side note with awareness about biases, which are just presuppositions, automatic ones that we may have as well as others. It helps to be aware of your own biases and other people's biases because it's going to change their position and their perspective with respect to you. So it's really important to understand, if those exist, how those are going to affect people's position, and take that into account as we move on to our next stage, which is the B of the ABCs of connection, which is blending. And by blending, I just mean taking your position, your energy, your outlook, and combining it, blending it in a way that is not destructive, in a way that works for both you and the other person, right? So it's a blend. It's not a smashing, it's not a defeating. It's a blending where both get to remain but are combined in a way that is sort of fluid and that works well, as opposed to being oppositional or maybe even a compromise, which actually limits what you're doing. You're giving up and they're giving up, right, to get moving forward. Now, how do you do that, right? How do you have the ability to blend with someone when maybe you are starting kind of far apart and aren't exactly, in the right or in an opportune position? And the key to that is one word: relax, right? When you're relaxed and you're able to just see what's going on, not respond to like with a knee-jerk reaction, and just really intuitively understand what's going on both with you and the other person, more often than not you're actually able to find a way to align and to position yourself and to find a position for them which is comfortable and works for both of you, so you can blend and become closer. So that's the second stage, right? You started kind of far apart and now you're coming closer together and you're blending as you sort of combine together, which leads us to our third stage, which is cinching. Now this is also a crucial stage. So you had awareness of where they were, you blended, so now you're aligned and you're coming closer together. But this is a crucial stage because someone could say something wrong and you could still go flying apart. Why? Because you haven't truly connected firmly together yet. There's still a little bit of give. Just like when the space station and the shuttle connect, it's called a soft docking first, where there's just still some give between the two connectors, because if there wasn't, then things would break, right? Because they're moving together at speed. So the blending allows you to get close enough, and the cinching is that slow kind of really combination where the two sort of meld as one, right? I always like to use the metaphor of gears that are enmeshed perfectly together, right? They're touching each other and they're meshed, and they're two separate parts, but it's almost as if they're one now. So when one moves, the other moves. So you don't have as much of a risk of things getting torn apart or falling apart, because now you're actually combined as one and your energy moves together and your positions and your perspective are going to move together. So if you do that, if you have the ABCs of connection, right? If you have awareness of where you are and where the other person is, if you're able to blend, right, your positions together in a way that is non-destructive and is helpful, and finally, if you can take that blending and really cinch the two positions together so you're very strongly connected, you will have a much better chance of docking your ideas, your projects, all your initiatives going forward, and getting more agreement and cooperation and connection with others. So thanks so much for tuning in to Executive Tune-Up. My name is Joe Kwan, the Connection Counselor. If you have any questions, would love for you to reach out to me either via email at joe@connectioncounselor.com, or I have my phone number there, or you can check out the website where we have lots of resources on executive presence, connection, public speaking, all sorts of things to improve your leadership and make it better for this year. Remember, to do your best, you have to be at your best. So tune in to Tune Up.